Hey guys, welcome to VRC Traders. This is Zivirian, and today we're going to talk about the VRChat avatars, everything you should know about them, how they are made, what effort does it take to make them, how to commission them properly. Well, first of all, what is VRC Traders? Basically, it's just a Discord server where you can commission the avatars you would like to be made, or you can become a commissioner yourself if you have some skills and time for that. You can also get some free help, since we have a lot of channels for that. But let's talk about the avatars. First of all, what is VRChat avatar? Basically, it's just 3D model, which have the rig, basically digital skeleton. We will talk about that later. And it is set up to work in VRChat. So what do you need to have in order to commission the avatar or make one? First of all, it's a 3D model. Where to get one? If you don't have it, you can try to find one on the internet. The sites which I can recommend to you is DeviantArt and the 3d.nikavideo.jp Japanese website. These sites have a lot of MMD models. Basically, a lot of VRChat avatars are made of MMD models, like, I don't know, 60% or 80%, stuff like that. But what is MMD? MMD stands for Miku Miku Dance. It's basically a software to make video clips for Vocaloid songs. Just go to YouTube, type like MMD, and you can see a lot of videos. Let's try this one. Okay, so basically, you see, this is the MMD model, she dances and stuff like that. There are a lot of videos like that. So in order to make these videos, people needed to have a model. So people made a lot of Vocaloid models, anime character models, and some other models you can find on the internet. And one of the best sites to find them is the DeviantArt. You can search like Miku MMD DL. DL stands for download. And you can find a lot of models for that. You can search in other models and stuff like that, for like Ruby characters. You see, that's a full pack. You can download on them. The second site is a 3d.nikavideo.jp. It's the good place to find the MMD models. But unfortunately, it's Japanese. So if you don't understand anything like me, just barely know Japanese, you need to find some character. Let's go with Emilia from ReZero, since Emilia is the best girl. I don't hear you complaining about them. Okay, Emilia ReZero. Just basically need to Google up her name in Japanese. This is it. And you can type it here. Here we go. This is a MMD model of Emilia. Make sure to have the account here, since it won't allow you to download stuff without it, even see it. See, yeah, it's Emilia. If you don't understand Japanese, you can just use your browser translator tools like this. So yeah, you can see it's Emilia, distribution of model, there's a download button and stuff like that. Alternatively, if you don't know the character you want to be, you just can browse the models. Like, just don't type anything. You'll see a lot of models. Just make sure to make it with the DL file so you can download it. That's where you get the model. If you have some original character, we have guys who are basically modelers, 3D modelers on our Discord. They have the appropriate role, avatar modeler, so you can commission the model from them. But beware that it will cost you a bit. The guys have to work like 20 hours, 30 hours, or even more. And with the $10 per hour, 20 or 30, it may cost for you. So these are basically two sources of model. The MMD ones, you can commission models from our modelers, or probably if you can't find any MMD model and if you don't have much money to pay, you can just search for model on the internet like Superman 3D model download. You can find it on sites like Free3D, TurboSquid, CG Trader and stuff like that. So you can buy like, I don't know, this one, 25 bucks. It says it's rigged, and if it's not rigged, it's not a problem. You have you may commission it. But okay, now we have a model. What's next? Let's open say Kawakazi model in Blender. Let's say 3D modeling software. This is the MOD model. It has a rig. You can see all these bones. So what is rig basically? Rig is basically a digital skeleton. It consists of the bones like that. You can see if you move the bones, the actual mesh moves. And the second thing we need for rig is the weight painting. What is weight painting? You see when you press the bone, you can see that part of model is colorized. So this part is actually moved by this bone, as you can see. You need to do this weight painting properly. So if like do crazy stuff like that, and if you move the bone, you see that it's really not what you want. So basically, you need to have a model. You need to rig it. The reason I mentioned the MMD model is that they are all usually rigged. They just need some fixes for that rig. Let's try this one, for example. It's just raw MMD model. You can see there are a lot of excessive bones here. This is all of them are unneeded, and they won't work in VRChat. So you need to fix a lot of things here. It may take some time to clean up all this stuff, to fix the weight painting issues, which can be a lot of them. So it may take like from 30 minutes to like several hours. So yeah, that's basically it. We have a model, we have a rig, which properly moves the parts of a model. It may have even bones in the hair, so you can make it dynamic in skirt, and in some other interesting places, you know. This basic rig is just for your model to move, like to walk around the VRChat, jump and stuff like that. But if you need some more interesting stuff like facial expressions, or lip sync, or blinking, or eye tracking, these are all features that can be achieved. See, you can move the eyes, so if someone stands closer to you, your avatar will look at this person. So this is called eye tracking. There's another thing, blinking. Just basically your avatar blinks to make it more natural. And the last one is the blend shapes for mouth, like this. To make the lip sync, you basically need to have 15 shapes for different sounds. And again, MMD models mostly have the shapes for blinking and for mouth movements, so it makes it easier to work with. You may have some complex shapes like this, you know, the facial expressions. And the thing I forgot to mention yet, yeah, it's a number of polygons. The maximum number of polygons which is possible to have in VRChat is 20,000. It's under 20,000, so if your model has more polygons than 20,000, like this one for example, you can see it has 67,000 trees. So you need to do a thing called decimation. It's basically lowering the poly count. It may be really tricky. For example, I had models which had like 140,000 polygons, so it may take a lot of effort for decimation, like maybe even several hours. So pricing and the time the commissioner spends on that will differ based on the model you choose, so be aware of it. Okay, we have a model, rig, the facial expressions set up, the eye tracking and stuff like that. She's decimated to have less than 20,000 polygons. And the last ingredient of the VRChat avatar is the setup made in Unity. Unity is 3D game engine. I'm sure you're aware of it. Well, this is a model loaded in Unity, which is properly rigged. So this is the avatar. It has the model and the descriptor here. Here we can use the shapes for mouth sounds to make the lip sync, and the stuff called animation override for facial expressions and stuff like all these weapons, all these crazy animations, particle effects that people use. If you don't have a VR, the only option you have is to make the animations using the emotes menu, the one like wave, point, backflip and stuff like that. You can actually commission guys to make animations like another dances where are pre-existing animations like slave dances, dabbing, so you can ask around to have these animations. And if you have a VR, you actually can use your hand gestures to trigger some emotions. Let's just look here. Like for handgun gesture, the pale expression is being here. For thumbs up, it's smirk. For victory, it's wink. And you can pretty much assign any shape you have, and stuff like weapons, stuff like crazy animations, particle effects. I can just show you something. Let's look at this guy. A Joker from Persona, and he can use the hand gestures to trigger the several things. Let me demonstrate it. So it's like hand flame and Persona, like this one, and stuff like Persona user interface, knife, gun, and all stuff like that. You can set up everything like that to be used for hand gestures in game. You probably have seen that a lot. You play VRChat. Well, that's basically it, probably for the avatars, except for the one tiny thing you may like. It's called dynamic bone. You can see, remember this hair had the bones, but if you don't do anything to them, they will be just static. So you may like to make them dynamic, commission someone to make it so. The white things are dynamic bones. The yellow things called dynamic bones collider. Let's turn them off. So if you move it, you can see it moves. It's all dynamic. In game, if you move, everything will move dynamically too. You can actually add the colliders to your hands, like here, so you can even touch all this dynamic stuff you have. If you look closer to the dynamic bones, you need to find a script like for a skirt, for example. There are a lot of settings here, like damping, elasticity, stiffness, distribution of inertia and stuff like that, the colliders. So we need to set up a lot of things. So keep that in mind, that it may take some time and effort to make it all work. Okay, so that's it for the avatar. Let's remember the stuff you need. First of all, you need the model. You need to have a rig, set up the eye tracking, blinking and mouth shape, probably some facial expressions. And last, you need to set up the dynamic bones in Unity and set up all this stuff like animation overrides. So to commission someone to make the avatar for you, just go to Discord, VRC Traders, avatar commissions, go to pinned messages and read this one roughly to make sure you are using the guidelines. First of all, you need to state what avatar do you need. Do you have a model, or do you need the model from scratch? You need to tag the appropriate commissioners for that. For example, you need to tag the rigger if you have just a model and you need to rig it, animator if you need to add some facial expressions, some crazy particle effects, persona or stuff like that, and the avatar modeler if you don't have a model and you need to make one from scratch. You can also tag the AR, all around avatar specialist. If you have some like crazy things like avatars from scratch with a lot of different animations, and make sure to put the status indicator here, like status open and status closed, so the commissioner will more easily see your posts here. And the one important thing, if you put your budget here, most likely your commission will be picked up more easily. So yeah, that's how you commission stuff. Now about the actual work with commissioner. So you tell them what you need. Probably you can make some payment like 50% if it's model from scratch. But if it's work like just rigging or stuff like that, and it will cost like less than $100, probably the commissioner may not want any beforehand payments. When the work is done, you need to have your commissioner to send you a Unity package with ready avatar. Please don't use, you mustn't use the way to just giving your credentials to the commissioner so they upload it to your account. Please don't use it. You definitely don't want to use it. All you need is Unity package, and we have a tutorial on how to use it. It's kind of easy, so just stick with this method. So why do you need the Unity package? Why don't just allow the commissioner to upload to your account? There are a lot of reasons for that. First of all, giving away your credentials is not a really safe thing. Even if you trust them, this person may be a scammer, you never know, and they can just steal your account. They can actually reap your model if they are capable of doing that using this menu, manage uploaded content. So they can find the IDs of your model and put them to their private world, so they can use them. And if you have like original models, original characters commissioned before, it's not really a good idea. Then VRChat is really glitchy lately, so your avatar may get swapped with something else, or there may be a problem with uploading it. So if you have a package, you have a source and you can upload it anytime, and if something happens, VRChat decides to fully wipe all your avatars, you will have a source and you can re-upload it, no problem here. Maybe you are going to learn how to make avatars yourself. So when you have the package, actually you have all the models you can work with later. You can modify them, stuff like that. So please use the package model. It's standard thing. And if your commissioner don't want to do it, probably you should be aware of it. Okay, as for payment, most commissioners use PayPal, 95%, so probably stick with PayPal. It's safer, but you should pay only when you are sure that the work is done. You test the avatar, the commissioner should make some private world with the avatar and invite you there so you can test it properly, or at least make the rough video and stuff like that. So make sure that everything works before you pay. And once you have your avatar, don't forget to make the very important thing, to put a review in Avatar Reviews channel. It's very important for commissioners and for others who are gonna seek some commissioners, and they see the reviews. They can decide which commissioner to choose for the avatar based on the reviews. So the best time to make the review probably is when your commissioner prepares the package. So when you tested it, you can write a review, then get a package with avatar and upload it and enjoy your avatar in game, enjoy your chat. So that's probably it. Well, it was a bit chaotic, I believe, and my English maybe not that good, but I hope you enjoy this little video and you now got a gist of how does the avatar creation work, how to commission stuff, all the things that should be set up, where to find models or how to commission them, how to set up it, how to pay your commissioner, and how to get the model, the avatar from them. So make commission or make avatars if you're a commissioner, and enjoy our server, VRChat. Have fun and see you later.